Trump launches a solo Iran blockade. Oil blasts past $104. He posts himself as Jesus with demon figures. Hungary dumps Orban. Rent stays unaffordable. And summers keep scorching longer. Good morning. This is the Commonwealth Report, news for the public, not the powerful. You can follow us at commonwealthreport.news. Trump going it alone on the Iran blockade. Peace talks between the U.S. and Iran collapsed in Islamabad Sunday after 21 hours of negotiations. Iran refused to give up its nuclear program. Trump responded by ordering the U.S. Navy to blockade the Strait of Hormuz beginning at 10 a.m. Eastern today. He promised, quote, other countries will be involved, but not one ally has signed on. Australia's prime minister said his country was never even asked. The UK declined and is instead working with France to protect freedom of navigation. Iran's Revolutionary Guard warned that military vessels approaching the strait will be dealt with harshly. A Columbia University energy expert says oil prices won't fall until the strait reopens and damaged infrastructure gets rebuilt, a process that could stretch deep into next year. This is what unilateral war making looks like. Why is your gas bill about to get even worse? When Trump announced the blockade Sunday, oil markets immediately reacted. Brent crude jumped 8%, surging past $104 a barrel. Americans are already paying more than $4 a gallon at the pump. Inflation hit 3.3% in March, up sharply from 2.4% in February. And rising energy costs are a major driver. Trump told Fox so-called News gas prices could be, quote, the same or maybe a little higher by the midterms. That's Trump's idea of reassurance. Iran's parliamentary speaker posted a photo of gas prices near the White House and told Americans to enjoy gas prices because they're about to get worse. The Strait of Hormuz carries roughly 1/5 of the world's oil supply. Every miscalculation in this war lands at the American pump. Did Trump post himself as Jesus on Orthodox Easter? You betcha. On Orthodox Easter Sunday, the President of the United States posted an AI-generated image of himself as Jesus Christ. The image shows Trump laying hands on a hospital patient, surrounded by bald eagles, the Statue of Liberty, and the Lincoln Memorial. There's a disturbing detail. The original image had soldier figures in the heavens, but Trump's version replaced them with strange horned creatures. Even Marjorie Taylor Greene condemned it, calling it more than blasphemy and, quote, an anti-Christ spirit. MAGA influencer Milo Yiannopoulos said he never thought Trump, quote, actually thought he was the Messiah. This all came right after Trump attacked Pope Leo XIV as weak for opposing the Iran war. When your own base calls you an antichrist on Easter Sunday, something has gone terribly wrong. Democracy wins. Hungary boots Trump's favorite authoritarian. Hungarian voters threw out Prime Minister Viktor Orban after 16 years in power, and it wasn't even close. Opposition leader Péter Magyar's Tisza party won 138 of 199 parliamentary seats, a two-thirds supermajority, giving him the power to rewrite Hungary's constitution. Voter turnout hit its highest level since the end of communist rule. Orban called it painful and conceited. J.D. Vance had flown into Budapest just days before the vote to campaign for Orban, calling him wise and smart and a model for Europe. It didn't help. EU Commission President Ursula von der Leyen declared Hungary has chosen Europe. Magyar ran on fighting corruption, rebuilding NATO and EU ties, and ending Orban's alliance with Putin. Democracy won yesterday, and it proved that deeply entrenched authoritarians can still be voted out. While you can't pay rent, Trump builds a gold arch. On the same day the government reported inflation spiked at its fastest monthly rate in 4 years, the White House unveiled renderings of a proposed 250-foot gold-covered arch to be built at Memorial Circle in Washington, D.C. The design features 4 gold lions at its corners and a 60-foot gold statue on top. The National Endowment for the Humanities has already set aside $15 million in taxpayer money. Congressman Don Beyer of Virginia said Trump is building, quote, a taxpayer-funded vanity project, end quote, that would block views of Arlington National Cemetery, where Beyer's own parents and sister are buried. Representative Catherine Clark said Americans can't afford groceries. Progressive activist Nina Turner said people can't afford rent. Gold arch coming, grocery money going. That about sums up this presidency. Geeky Science. Summers keep getting longer and scientists are alarmed. A new peer-reviewed study from the University of British Columbia published last week in Environmental Research Papers finds that summers across the mid-latitude, most of North America and Europe, are now 30 days longer than they were in the 1960s. Since 1990, inland areas have been gaining more than 6 extra days of summer each decade, up to 57% faster than earlier estimates. Total summer heat is piling up more than 3 times faster than in the 61 to 90 baseline. In Sydney, summer now lasts 130 days, up from 80 in 1990. Toronto summers are growing by 8 days a decade. Scientists warn this disrupts agriculture, ecosystems, and human health. The planet's seasons are changing. While Washington fights over arches and blockades, the Earth keeps getting hotter. And that's the way it is today, Monday, April 13th, 2016. I'm Thom Hartmann.